Thank you for tuning in with Enchantress. That is me, the Babbler. That is me on this revolutionary rise that is happening now at this time. So, hi. So this is the extended version of the free pick a card that I offered on my Instagram at Enchantress, ENCHANTRESS. And this is just the more in-depth version. Available to those that desire to receive the more in-depth meaning to the card that they have felt drawn to pick. Right? Yes. Thank you. So eventually there will be timestamps available for you in the description box. So you are free to choose as many as you like, and you are free to watch the whole entire thing and receive whatever messages you shall receive for you at this now time, right? Because now is the most vital consciousness of focused attention, if that makes sense. I'm saying things backwards. What was I saying? Doesn't matter. Either way, timestamps will be available to each and every one of you for those that want to go to just the ones that they picked, and then that's it, right? With that being said, right, if you weren't a part of the free pick a card post on my Instagram, I have the 8 cards here. Can you see? Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Oh. Hey. Hey. I don't know how I feel about all that. We'll see. But that might come into good use for the days that I don't feel like being on camera. But right now I feel like being on camera. And so you gotta look at me. Okay? Beautiful. I love it. So either way, you don't need to have been a part of the post, right? All you have to know is that there's 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is great. That is the number that I choose. Why? It's infinite. It's great. It's my life path number. I like it. I like it a lot. Right? So 8 cards. It's always going to be 8 cards for you to choose from whenever I randomly do my pick a cards. I randomly do these. Sometimes I'm called on to do them more and whatever. Right? So I did write down the question because I want that to be articulated for each one. So you have 8 cards to choose from. You are free to choose as many as you like. You are free to watch the whole entire thing. Take with it as it resonates for you. Let everything else go. That doesn't. This is a collective read. So don't take everything so damn personally or, whatever. But if you want a reading with me, feel free to contact me. There will be a master link for you to connect with me on that will be provided in the description box too. That link connects us in every kind of way because it has every single kind of tier of social interaction for you and I to have together that I offer. And you can pick and choose which ones you like from the list, and then you and I can connect like that, okay? Either way, so the question that was posed, what is the helpful energy forecast surrounding your weekend, okay? Okay? How can you utilize the energies being shown in your favor, right? So I'm not going to read it and what could be wrong with you or what could be right with you. How I'm going to read and interpret this is how it can be helpful to you in whatever way that it can be helpful to you based off of the energy of the card. You can take the energy of the card that's being conveyed and shared with you, and you can apply it to your situation. So you get what I'm saying? Yes. Okay. That's it. If you chose card number 1, you got the 10 of Acorns. Responsibility and dedication. Pictured here with a donkey. Right. I'll speak about that after. Okay, hold on. So, 10 of Acorns, 10 of Acorns, 10 of Acorns. That's like 10 of Wands. It's fire, right? Fire energy, right? So you got this fiery 10 of Wands, like, or carrying, right? Like, right? Donkeys carry heavy loads, right? Donkeys carry heavy loads, right? The willingness that they so that energy, okay. So, right, so again, I said I'm not going to speak how it can be like for each and every one of you and stuff like that, but like, you know, donkeys, I'm going to speak about it in the spirit animal sense, right? So like donkeys have this like willingness to cooperate, right? So like they cooperate, they're responsible, they get the job done. They are the laborers, right? They're manual labor. They do things, right? And if you look at them, they do things in such a stubborn like way. They're the mule, right? They get things done, right? So that energy, right? What helpful energy forecast is surrounding your weekend? This energy of the donkey spirit animal, right? Of determination, right? Of getting things done, right? So you can bank on this energy that's surrounding you for the weekend, right? This donkey spirit animal, right? That is determined to get things done, right? It's like even in spirituality, it's like tapping in, right? It's like doing the nitty gritty. It's like doing what needs to get done that is not the most favorable of tasks to do, right? So sometimes it's like, you know, like the house has to get cleaned. Who's gonna clean it? Alright, so the energy of donkey spirit, right, who gets things done, is here surrounding you for you to tap into that energy, my dear, right, to get the task done. Or this can also be like indicative of like sharing with you like what burdens do you take on that are heavy, right? Like, or the load and stuff like that, right? So it could also be about setting limitations, setting boundaries, drawing the line in the sand, right? Like in terms of knowing your own boundaries, right? Knowing what you will and will not do, and why you're doing what you're doing, right? Because it could be like a sense of obligation. Because sometimes you could just feel like the one that gets everything done. It's obligated, right? But it's like, hold up. What are you truly here obligated to do, and what are you over obligating yourself in? I don't know if that, like, you get what I mean? Like, so this is like the energy of personal restoration, right? Personal restoration, right? To rid you of your own overloads, right? And this could even be, but it's fire, right? So you could take it how you want, right? So whatever your overload is, right? Each of us are different, right? So whether your overload be manually, right? Maybe you're taking on more than this, and you think that, like, you know, it could be that distorted perception of understanding that if you don't do it, no one will, right? One of those. But also, you're the one that does it right? So it's like saying, I don't ask the kids to help me clean the house because when they do, they don't do a great job. Okay, right? But how can we lessen the load for you, and how can you shift that attitude for you and see how you can eliminate some of the burden upon you, you know what I mean, and not take on such heavy loads of overburdening responsibility? Because there are certain things that, yeah, granted, without me, if I don't get it done, nobody does get it done, right? Right? Especially if, you know, you handle the whole entire force. Like, without my work, we don't prosper here, right? Or, you know what I mean? And then now you have the manual other tasks that have to be taken. So this could be like an exhausted mother, right, who also works, who also holds around and then takes care of everybody, right? So these are just examples that are just, you know, popping into my head. So it's like this overload experience. So you have the donkey right here, this energy, because donkeys are resourceful. Donkeys are vital. Like, you know, they're here to lift burdens from others, right? So that's an energy too, right? It's like the donkey will carry it for you, and it won't even resist the responsibility that you're putting on it. Like, hey, donkey, I got 50 pounds here extra that I need help carrying. Would you carry this for me? Donkey is not here to judge you or like stubbornly resist you. It's give me the load, right? So that might be like the energy too of like you just take on an over amount of, you know, maybe this message is just for one person, you know, either way, but it's like the willingness to take on responsibilities because you feel like I said the freaking word before, obligated, right? So this could be like, oh, like, you know, like even just like in dealing with parental estates, right? Like your parents could be during like this will time, right? Or something like that, and you're the oldest child, the eldest, and so it's your responsibility because you feel this sense of obligation, right, of responsibility, and so you take it on. And so it's not saying don't take it on, but it's also like asking you like to also take on the energy of the donkey around you that's here to assist you, help you, right, to find these practical solutions, right, helping you to set these healthy boundaries, right, knowing your boundaries, right, what are you obligating yourself to, right, what are you taking on, what demands of others are you feeling like you are responsible for completing too, right? So this energy over the weekend, so maybe there's something that you have to do, maybe, you know, like right, so like maybe there's tasks that need to be completed, like decluttering, right, or cleaning house, or shoveling, right? Who's gonna do that, right? If I don't shovel, who shovels, right? So it's just having deeper clarity with a lot of things and not overburdening yourself and allowing yourself the experience that, although it might be a lot, right, to try to find like the joy in it regardless, right? To get some leveling of amusement, you see, right? Because we're asking what is the helpful energy forecast surrounding your weekend, right? So you got donkey here, the mule here, ready to assist you on whatever tasks, chores, responsibilities you have to do. Tap into the energy of the donkey to assist you to get these things done, right? So that energy, right? And that's pretty much what I have for you guys. Wait a minute. Oh, right. So before even doing this, I did, because I do have a book, Animal Speak, right? And so I did write down the pages of every animal, so that I can just present to you questions that this animal brings forth to you when it does appear in your life, right? So it's just useful, like take with it as you will, right? So I'm gonna go to that right here, right? 245, 245, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 pairing, right? 2, so 2, master number 11, right? It's the first of the batches of the master numbers, right? 11, 22, 33. So the first stage of getting to a certain stage of mastery, right? That too, don't mind me. 245. Right, so ass. That's something known as the ass here. Wisdom and humility, the cycle of power year round, right? Has been associated with the planet Saturn. Like, yeah, like structuring, organizing, right? Because it's a strict teacher. It makes sure we learn our lessons, right? So if an ass is a totem for you, you should be asking yourself some basic questions. Are you expressing your own wisdom or following the wisdom of others? Are you displaying the appropriate humility for what you have accomplished? Okay, are others around you doing so? Are you recognizing and acknowledging what you have accomplished so far in your own life path? Okay. Are others around you not recognizing or acknowledging their own accomplishments appropriately, or yours? All right. The ask is the promise of awakening wisdom and the approach of new opportunities of even greater work. Don't be stubborn and refuse to move with the flow. Okay. Don't hold on only to what you have done to this point. Remember that it is not the goal, but the path to that goal. Do not become content and complacent, for the ask promises even higher wisdom and greater opportunity. All right, so I thank you for tuning in. I hope that message resonates with you, mind, body, heart, and soul. Do share with me how that resonates with you. Pile number 1, and now I'm moving on to pile number 2. Pile number 2. If you chose card number 2, 10 of shells. Shells is, I guess, water, right? 10 of shells is water. Blessings and well-being, right? This is a pelican, right? So blessings and well-being. So it's, look at the pelican here. Wait, hold on. At first I thought it was a stork. So either way, that's like blessings, good news on its way, right? So like, but the posing of the question, hold on, where's the paper? What is the helpful energy forecast surrounding your weekend, right? So you got the pelican energy, right? How can you utilize the energies in your favor, right? So this pelican, right? So it's of blessings, of well-being, right? So healing waters of abundance, right? Standing upon and letting the sun warm or illuminate, right? Warming herself under the sun, right? Savoring these moments, right? Under the sun, in water, in our fields, right? So like these energies being lent or gifted to help you, right? For you to utilize during the weekend, right? So pelican, right? So a sense of blessing and well-being, healing waters of abundance. This energy surrounds you, right? Despite whatever your situation might currently be, right? So the energy of this kind of warmth of like, emotional maturity, stability, fulfillment, right? Contentedness, right? Embracing inner happiness, right? Sharing and celebration, right? Having something to celebrate or to get into that spirit of celebration. Especially if there is a feeling of despair or something that is distraught in the emotional realms, right? Because look at pelican is standing above the water, on top of water, so it's like rising above the emotional position, right, of like life in some kind of way, right? So emotional stability, right? Like emotional well-being, right? Radiating, right? So despite any challenges that one might encounter or face, right? So it's enjoying what life has to offer, even if that's a challenge too, right? For some, right? Or maybe there's something to celebrate and you have the energy of this pelican here, right? Inspiring further emotional contentedness, right? Like to give, like look at how the pelican here, right? I see it, it's just standing on this rock above the water, letting the sun hit its face, and then you can see like some rainbow hues and stuff like that, right? And it's just like, and then I see like these what are those things called, like the seashells, right? But you see seashells here and stuff, and that's like the communication, like like with divine, right, at this time. So like interconnecting with your own solar deity, right? Like of just emergence, right? Like going and standing above the emotional realms of whatever, and like celebrating, right? Like maybe since like it could be like it's like a bittersweet moment in certain kind of things, like something to celebrate, but then there's also so much going on that it's just like, how can you celebrate and all of this kind of stuff, right? But it's like embarking and giving yourself, like I'm looking at the pelican, right? And I'm just like, he's taking that moment, right? She's taking that moment, he or she. So it's like, take this moment in, okay? Take this moment in and feel your blessings. Embrace these moments, right? What is pleasure? What is joy, right? So something to gather and celebrate in, right? Dreams coming true, right? But like I feel like, you know, like it's like, because I'm looking at these shells here and stuff like that, and I'm just thinking about I can't think of the name. Shoot. Um, It's like a fossil that looks like that. Sugar. Right? But I just think about the life, the arcana. I think about the labyrinth in the middle of it, and the walking to the center of the space of a place, right? And it's just like sharing in celebration, right? So it's like you're being surrounded by this pelican energy of abundance, of emotional abundance and support and well-being and blessings, right? Here. So it's like, take that in, right? So it's like, take this moment in, for there's blessings here, right? There's something happening here, right? Or rising above, or like the energy, lending the energy to rise above emotional waters, right? And taking in and embracing with gratitude all the abundance that is around, right? So like, it's a good energy to be around, like, you know, this weekend, like, you know, to harness for yourself, right? 10 of shells, like 10 of waters, 10 of cups. That's 10 of cups. It's emotional fulfillment, right? So the energies of that surrounding you to receive that, or to embrace that, right? Sometimes we can be so caught up in life and stuff like that, that we forget to embrace the small victories, the every little victory, or just energy of good that can happen in so much of the energy that's not good, right? To just take that in. So it's like it rains for, even though I like the rain, you know, and that's a poor example, but I'm just, whatever, it's just coming out, right? Like, it rains for 10 days straight and no sunshine, and then on the 11th day there's sunshine. It's like, go outside and dance in the sun, right? Like, it's not like, oh, well, now I get to do all these other things that I didn't get to do when it was raining or something like that. You know, it's like just taking it in, right? Because it's like, what is the helpful energy forecast surrounding your weekend, right? So it's to take in everything that you have right now that should be cause for celebration, right? And celebrating, right, the blessings and your well-being, despite what's going on in this world or in externally from your life, right? That can cause any kind of emotion that can trigger you in some kind of way, that you're standing above that, right? Blessings, well-being, right? Healing waters, like this is healing, right? So this is like abundance of healing, right? Taking place, right? So whatever. That, and then, so did they have pelican here? So pelican was in this book. So I don't know if you were listening to card number 1, but if not, right? So I also have this book of Animal Speaks, and I did, prior to hitting record, see all the animals that were on the card, and I wanted to share whatever wisdom and stuff like that was shared in this animal book. Not all the animals were in this book, but this pelican was, and it's on page 183. Okay, so 183. Renewed buoyancy and unselfishness, right? Cycle of power, year round. See, despite their size, they are very light and buoyant. They can float like a schooner. The brown pelican is often observed flying solo and then suddenly plummeting into the water, and then pops up to the surface. It has the ability to, because of a system of air sacs under the skin that makes it unsinkable. So you're unsinkable, right? Think about that. You're unsinkable. Walk on water, right? Right? Symbolically, this hints at being able to be buoyant and to rest on top in spite of the heaviness of life circumstances. Okay? The pelican teaches you that no matter how difficult life becomes, no matter how much you plunge, right, you can pop to the surface. The pelican holds the knowledge of how to rise above life's trials. This same idea is hinted at in regard to an old belief that pelicans once lived on the desert in which they fed upon serpents. Pelicans, in spite of their lightness, sometimes have a difficult time taking off from the water, okay? Still, they do manage. And again, we can see the correspondence to freeing oneself from that which would weigh you down, okay? The water is a symbol of emotions, and emotions often weigh us down. The pelican teaches us how not to be overcome by them. Beautiful message from Pelican. All right, so thank you, pile number 2, card number 2. If that was you, if this resonates, I hope it does. You're more than welcome to choose more than one card. I appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And moving on to number 3. 3. So if you chose card number 3, I'm trying to like keep this like whatever. Alright, so you have the Magician, okay? The Magician, willpower and creation. So the question posed, right, for this particular pick of card, hold on, I have it written down because I want to pose the question and articulate it right? What is the helpful energy forecast surrounding your weekend? So you got Magician energy, woo! Right? How can you utilize these energies in your favor, right? So, and then you got the Magician paired off here with the Raven, right? So we know our ravens are all talkative and knowing about a lot of certain kind of things, right? Plummeting and working with every element, right? Ravens work with every element, right? Etching their energy and knowledge and wisdom into the ethers, right? And we know the Magician works with every element, has every tool available to him or her, right? So it's working with every element this weekend, right? Utilizing these energies, right, to your favor, right? So it's about here, with even just like with the Raven card, shedding fears, right? So you can unleash your full power, right? So you are a power, right? And you have this energy surrounding you, right? That is skillful, like the Raven, right? That is knowledgeable, like the Raven, right? That is insightful, right? So it's about taking action, right? It's about taking action, right? The fires of your own creativity taking flight and doing all that is of you, right? Reaching onward into your own infinity, right? And making something manifest, because that's what the Magician's doing, right? He's making something manifest. So you have these energies surrounding you, right? Making something manifest, right? It's a beautiful energy, right? The Magician, right? To manifest with your own sheer willpower, right? So it's like the energies that are surrounding you, right? You probably worked motherfucking hard for, right? Because it's not easy to be able to be gifted with every single ace tool that you need, right, to make manifest your dreams into cosmic reality, right? So it's like you can make things happen. Like that's the energy surrounding you, right? This weekend too, you making stuff happen, sheer willpower, right? The situation, right? Shedding all fears and just getting into your know, right? Because you know, and when you know better, you do better, right? So that kind of thing, right? So it's working with every element. You're working with every element, every tool, everything that you need to do, or that's the energy that's surrounding you, saying, hey, you have every tool, you have everything that you need to be everything that you are already, naturally, right? So, to come unleashed. Ooh, powerful weekend, right? For you, right? Beautiful energy too, right? So What is the helpful energy forecast surrounding your weekend? How can you utilize these energies for your favor, right? You have everything that you need to make manifest everything that you already do, because you do your due, and you have this raven energy of magic surrounding you, right? To help further stimulate and manifest your situation, right? Making things happen, right? It's all about you making things happen. You're making things happen. Beautiful, right? And so, did I have... Raven was in here, right? So I also have a book that I'm reading, just, about spirit animals. And I did write the pages of whatever message this particular book has on whatever spirit animal was shown in these cards and stuff like that. So, whatever. Raven was up in here. So Raven is on page 187, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16, 7. Ooh, high dimensional being, right? 7, heaven. 7th heaven, right? Ooh. For those that picked this particular one, write down everything that you receive from Spirit this weekend. There's some messages to be received that you will receive. And it sometimes too could be easy to miss if you're not accustomed to taking it and taking what's extracted from you, downloaded into you, and putting it into tangible form. So the Spirit of Raven is here to help you put into tangible form the spirit downloads that you receive creatively. You know what I mean? 187. The Raven is a member of the court right now. The Raven, blah, blah. So ravens are playful, and they are excellent tool users, right? They will use stones and anything else that is available to them to crack nuts and such. Oh, they're clever, right? Clever is you, right? The energies too. They are birds not intimidated by others. Motherfucker, right? You have nothing to be intimidated by no other when you are in yourself, right? As you stay in your lane, right? When you stay in your lane, what other lane do I have to focus or even put my attention on? Right? I'm not even swerving in my lane. I stay in my lane, right? So it's just like, okay, right? Right, so, oh, look at, they are great at vocalization. So speak creatively, public speak, right? And they can be taught to speak, right? They incorporate and mimic the calls of other species, blah, blah, blah. They will use stones, okay. They are birds not intimidated by others. Cool. Okay. And they're very fast and wary. Because of this, they are not easy prey for other animals or birds. This implies the ability to teach you how to stir the magic of life without any fear. Right. Sometimes, the devil can play too, right? Try to play, right? Because they'll say something that'll trigger you in some kind of way. But that's just for you to refasten and to heal that crack that the devil slipped through, right? Oh, sleep maybe in your sleep, implanting thoughts like in your sleep, right? So you got stuff to tweak, right? They come in different ways, right? So it's just like sometimes it's subliminal in that kind of way, to pay attention to the parts of ourselves that might stay absentee. Like you can't always say, oh, I'm always aware or conscious, you know what I mean? Because sometimes we do sleep, you know what I'm saying? So that was for somebody. They're also known for their amorous behavior, reflecting the strong creative life force to which they have access. This creative life force can be used to work the magic of spiritual laws, upon the physical plane. It can be used to go into the void and stir the energies to manifest that which you most need, right? Oh, powerful indeed. All this and more is what Raven teaches. If Raven has come into your life, expect magic. Damn, what a fudging straight, right? Somewhere in your life, magic is at play. Raven activates the energy of magic, linking it with your will and intention. Raven speaks of the opportunity to become the magician, nice, right? And or enchantress of your life. Oh, hello. I am Enchantress Stevella, that is I, right? And we are here enchanting one another at this time. Beautiful as you, beautiful as me. May we reign supreme, galactically, quantumly, right? Jump in streams of energy, seeds into these multi-dimensional deeps. You and me, yay, okay. Right, so make sure, okay. So, Raven takes the messages from the spirit realm that can shapeshift your life dramatically. Raven teaches how to take that which is unformed and give it the form you desire. Ooh, lots of workings this weekend. Power to you, sister, or brother. Either way, what is energy but androgynous, okay? The winter solstice and winter season is a time of greatest power for those with the raven as a totem. The solstice is the shortest day of the year. The sun shines the least on this day, thus it is the darkest. From that day forth, the light shines a little more each day. This is symbolic of the influence of raven. It teaches how to go into the dark and bring forth the light to extract. You shine bright, that's right. And you know what? People will always have something to say. But it's the articulation of your being that is evolutionizing, you know what I mean, the revolution that is needed. So you continue to breathe the seed that it is you. You know what I'm saying? Because this be the truth, and you just do as you do. Right? Okay. Right? So it teaches how to go into the dark and bring forth the light. With each trip in, we develop the ability to bring more light out. This is creation. Beautiful. Alright, that was nice. Okay, so that was pile number 3, if you know what I mean. So, if you like that, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tune in, follow me on my Instagram too. You know what I mean? Whatever, this is it. Moving on to pile number 4. If you chose card number 4, 7 of Acorns, right? So the question is, what is the helpful energy forecast surrounding your weekend? How can you utilize the energies in your favor? So you have here a badger, 7 of Acorns, determination and stamina. The fearless badger, right? The fearless badger never settles for anything less than it deserves, right? It's about leadership, right? One's drive, standing up to opposition, right? Determination, stamina to get something done, to do something right, right? Without backing down, right? To complete a task. That could be that too, right? So it's like, what is the helpful energy forecast surrounding your weekend, right? The badger energy, right? Seizing this energy, right, of determination. If there's anything that you're going to take from this energy of the badger, is that of determination, fighting for one's values, getting shit done, never settling for less than what one deserves. Leadership ability, standing up to opposition, right? Without backing down, right? And just, you know, doing everything that is needed, right? Facing one's challenges, right? Head on, like, I see you. Right? So this is the energy of that. Your leadership ability will break through your perseverance, through your triumph, through your facing, right, challenging circumstances, right? Stamina, challenge, right? Building, creating your inner strength, right? Holding your own, like holding down your own. Right? So the fearless badger, that's beautiful. Right? So utilizing this energy in your favor, right? To get shit done. Like if there's something that you need to do, the energy of the badger is around you to get shit done, right? Maybe that is you too, right? So you get shit done, right? So the energy here, determination, stamina, and not swerving with that energy, right? Getting stuff done. So I also have an animal book, right? Was Badger in here? Badger was in here, 246. 6, 12, 3. Right? Unifying within our own being, balance, harmony, right? Structure, right? Getting something done in a structured way. 246. Oops. Right? So, Badger. It's all about self-expression, too, and reliance. Keeper of stories. Late spring. I would ask you to remember only this one thing, said Badger. The stories people tell have a way of taking care of them. If stories come to you, care for them. And learn to give them away when they are needed. Sometimes a person needs a story more than a food to stay alive. That is why we put these stories in each other's memory. This is how people care for themselves. Right? The badger is a remarkable digger. Fast and quick. It can dig beneath surfaces easily. It can outdig a gopher or a mole, moving rapidly through the earth. This ties them to all earth spirits, okay, and gnomes of lore. It also hints at the ability to see beneath the surface of all things and people. It lives in an underground complex of burrows that are called earths. It has several living chambers along with latrine and storage chambers. These earths hint at the stories beneath the outer, the inner places and homes of the outer world. The badger is active both day and night. It is a carnivorous animal living primarily on rodents, such as rabbits, gophers, mice, squirrels, and other underground dwellers. It eats many crop-consuming rodents. It will often store the animals or parts of them in its earths. Because of this, it can be thought of as a keeper of the stories of other animals. It is basically an unsociable animal. It does not relate well with others, even of its own kind. This might be why stories are its symbolic means of communication. It is often easier for those with badger medicine to relate through stories than to have to do it directly. Right? The young badgers, usually 2 to 3, are born in May or June. Geminis, right? The family always separates to the fall or Taurus, Gemini energy, right? When the young and father... I'm going to skip. Because it's such a powerful digger, the badger has knowledge of things beneath the earth. This includes minerals, roots, and other plants and herbs, right? These are things that you might work well with, right? Maybe, you cook or you create things or you make things that are of this earth. You put earth elements into things, right? Or that is part of what you do. You bring a practicality to earth solutions in some kind of way, right? So, this includes minerals, roots, and other plants and herbs. This makes the badger also a dynamic healer. You're a healer. Sometimes the badger healer is overly aggressive. Okay. But the technique is usually effective. Badger can teach the long-forgotten knowledge of roots and their mystical and healing powers. The badger is bold and ferocious, and it never surrenders. If a badger has come into your life, you should do some examination. Are you or those around you not digging deep enough? It may indicate a need to get beneath the surface. It may reflect a time of greater connection to the earth and its animal spirits. It may be telling you to draw upon the stories that intrigued you and held you fast during childhood. They may be symbolic of things going on or about to go in your current life, right? Whenever badger shows up, there will be opportunities to develop self-expression and reliance. It speaks of a time to begin to tell a new story about yourself and your life. Beautiful. Anyway, that's card number 4. I hope that resonates with you. I hope you like, that whatever. You're more than free to choose another pile or another pile. It's just like another card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Yeah. Either way, I hope that resonates with you. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know how that resonates with you. That would be awesome. And moving on to number 5. Right? Hi. 5. You chose number 5, right? 4 of acorns. Acorns, I believe it's fire, right? So the question is, what is the helpful energy forecast surrounding your weekend? How can you utilize these energies in your favor, right? So beautiful, right? Hold on. Okay, so you have 4 of acorns, comfort and community. And here you have the walrus energy. All about perseverance, right? Walrus energy, feeling comfy in one setting, a sense of order. So having a sense of order, right, this weekend could be the energy of focus, right? A sense of order, a sense of security, right? A personal achievement, right? So this is the energy surrounding your weekend, right? Moving into something new, right? A new phase of life of something, right? Embracing that Four of Coins, because if it's Four of Wands, right, we think about the regular traditional tarot, right, and just the levels of how that can be a card of celebration, right, within one's community, something to celebrate, right, something that has come into fruition. It's optimism, right? It's a foundation. It's something being built, right? Or grounding spiritually, right? So moving successfully, right, through this new direction you might be on, this new path that you might be on, or this new way that you might be being divinely guided or shown, right? But it's about prosperity, right? So it's about having, like, I think of walrus and I think of their thick skin, right? Having this thick skin, having that as an experience too, right? Because of thick skin, it's for a reason. It serves a purpose, right? Walrus, their thick skin also protects them, right? So it's just a sense of personal achievement happening at this time for you. A moment of prosperity, right? A moment of community, a moment of gathering, a moment of basking in that accomplishment or order or sense of order, right? Moving successfully forward, right? Right. So the question is, what is the helpful energy forecast surrounding your weekend? How can you utilize these energies in your own favor, right? So, right. So Walrus is like kind of like telling me, like, right, like with your patience, your diligence, your perseverance, right, a sense of order, of accomplishment, like, you know, whatever. It's like you can achieve a higher sense of knowledge this weekend. Maybe through meditation, maybe through taking in this moment of accumulative, like, it's like the accumulation of something, right? Like, let's say you were building a home from scratch, the house is built, celebrating that, the fruits of your labor, right? The fruits of your labor, harmonizing home, something to be celebrated. Or maybe you're not doing that, right? Because like I said, I wasn't going to focus about what specifics can be individually, because this is a collective kind of read, right? I'm just picking up on the energies, like, you know, comfort, community. It's just having a sense of comfort within your own community that you are building for yourself, right? The harmony that's going to help, the working relationships that contribute to the harmony that exists within your environment. So you have the energy of the walrus here offering you that maybe that is something that needs to be created in your atmosphere. So you have the energy of the walrus coming here, right, to be optimistic, to center yourself on this growth, this new beginning, this new path for you to implement set, right, this community, this celebration, this moment of harmony created with others too, right? So it could be something like moving into a new home, finally everything is in, and sitting down and taking that all in, like, to the next step, like, you know, without feeling this sense of overwhelm or burden, right? Having accomplished something, a personal achievement. Like, it could be a personal achievement in anything. It's like finishing a book that you were writing, finishing an art piece that you've been working on for months. It's like finishing a song, like, right? It's like producing. It's like finishing something and giving yourself the moment of comfort in this community of harmonizing, right? Of security, of this personal achievement, of prosperity, of abundance, this energy of abundance to welcome you, right, at this time. So I have been giving I have been reading pages from this book here, right, of the animals that were called out. Walrus is actually one that is not in this book. I don't know why, but whatever. Either way, the message is pretty freaking clear, like, in terms of accomplishing or receiving something more that is abundance energy. It's the energy of abundance, because it's the energy of abundance, okay? of having something. So maybe getting into that mind space of a place for you to harness that, right, with comfort within your community that you're building, to give yourself that opportunity, that time, right, you've worked so hard for spiritually, right, to harmonize. It's like the it's like the it's like the warden, right? Like the walrus is like the warden. Are you having a good time? Are you grateful? Are you taking in all that you have accomplished this week? Right? Maybe it was a tough week, right? So it's like taking in the energies of this comfort, the security of everything that you have cultivated up until this point. And like, I could rest, you know? Right? So that's kind of like just what I'm getting from that. So moving on to 4, 5, 6. Card number 6. If you chose card number 6, 6 is 9 of Feathers. Perspective and self-empowerment. Sorry. Perspective and self-empowerment. And then you got the porcupine. Prickly, right? So you got the prickly energies, right? And you got feathers energy. Feathers is air. So if you think of 9 of air, 9 of swords, that's that mental realm of what could lead to exhaustion or just a mental asylum, a prison, right, in our mind about something, right? So 9 of feathers, and you got the porcupine energy, right? Because the question here is, what is the helpful energy forecast surrounding your weekend, right? How can you utilize these energies for your favor, right? So porcupine energy, we're going to look at it from its strengthening point, right? Because as prickly as a porcupine can be, it's for their protection, right? So it's for their protection, equipped with everything that it needs in order to protect itself, right? So you are equipped with everything that you need to protect yourself, right? You wear your quills with honor, right? Because you've been stabbed, right? So it shows you how to protect yourself, right? So maybe that is the position that you might need, this weekend, right? The porcupine spirit energy of self-protecting energy, right? To protect your energy field, right? This energy of protection, right? Showing how you protect yourself. So be prickly, right? To the energies like, around you that might be a little bit demanding or commanding or forceful, right? By nature, right? So it's also like also don't prick yourself, right? With your mental thoughts, right? So it's just like, what are you thinking about? Right? Step back, right? Step back from whatever this situation is, right? Step back from whatever it is that you have going on for yourself, right? Take a step back, right? This weekend, take a step back, right? And just look at the bigger picture, right? So it's looking at the bigger picture. You're in your porcupine energy. If you can harness the porcupine energy, is anything that comes near you that does not serve your highest of goods. Prick them with your porcupine quills. You know what I'm saying, right? So you can listen, back up. Right? Back up. Right? So, right? Because you do the best you can with what you have, right? So step back and let's look at the bigger picture here, right? So you have this energy of protection surrounding you at this time to help you to adjust your perspective, to help you get into your own mind, right? About what it is that you're doing at this time, and to acknowledge the sense of what you're doing for yourself that is best for yourself at this time, and to give yourself that sense of accomplishment, right? Go back to, if you haven't picked any other cards other than this, go to number 5. That's what I'm hearing, which was the card before this one, right? Which was Walrus energy. Right. Yeah, go back to that, right? Because they have a thick skin for a reason, right? Because maybe that's just the way it is for them, right? But just, I haven't said that in any of these piles so far, so I'm saying that if you pick this one, maybe you want to listen to card number 5 as well, okay? Right? To adjust your perspective, right? Adjust your perspective and take heed of what it is that you're thinking about at this time, right? Focusing on your priorities, right? Don't focus on the struggle. Don't focus on the challenge. Don't focus about what it is that you're facing at this time. Focus on your priorities, what is required of you at this time, right? And anything else that's trying to like force themselves into your energetic space or field, you got that porcupine energy to prick them for real, right? It's about your own self-empowerment, right? And having solutions. Porcupine helps you with solution. The porcupine energy is of a solutionist. So there's a solution to everything that you are encountering at this moment in time, right? And so take a step back. Sometimes we can prick ourselves with our own mental strain, pain, or just activate of triggers that can cause us to get into our mental state of anguish or just prison, right? So you don't want to do that. So the energy of porcupine is giving you the energy of protection to prick anything away that's outside of you that is trying to infiltrate in your space, to give you the clarity of space and focus, right? To adjust your perspective, okay? Because you are doing the best that you can to help you focus on your priorities at hand, right? Overcoming fear, self-empowerment, and solutions, and providing you with the solutions that you need, right? Did I have porcupine energy here? Porcupine was actually in this book. So I have been using this book for all the piles, for the ones that have the animals and stuff like that. That is, it's $2.99, 18, 19, 20, 22, 2 vibration, $2.99. So yeah, it's just getting into alignment with your own unification, like your own mental. So it's like divine feminine energy and the divine masculine energy existing inside of you, unifying, right? Unifying harmoniously so that you can deal with all the pricklings outside of you, right? So $2.99. Porcupine, renewed sense of wonder. Let me see if I can. Alright, so this reflects much about the personality and character of the porcupine. It has a good nature, and it seems to enjoy just about anything that it does. It has a strong sense of curiosity and seems amazed and filled with wonder at most things it encounters. It is this same quality that the porcupine can awaken in those with it as a totem. Although it has poor eyesight, it remains extremely curious and not overly cautious in response to its visual limitation. The most noticeable characteristic about the porcupine is its quills. This is also the most misunderstood. The quills, around 30,000, cover all parts of the body except the face and the underside of the belly and the tail. The quills are controlled by a layer of muscle, and they can be made to lie flat or straight up. When molested, disturbed, or threatened, they stand up. The quills are filled with air, making the porcupine buoyant in water. This reflects the ability of the porcupine to swim and move in emotional areas, okay, symbolized by water. The porcupine does not shoot its quills. When threatened, the quills stand up. To protect its face, it will lower it between the front legs so that the quills guard it. Okay, the quills are loosely attached and easily discarded. It will lash with its tail, usually aiming at the predator's head. If it hits, the quills are left. There is no venom on the quills, but they do have barbs on the end. As the quill penetrates the skin of an opponent, the barb expands. Each movement of the predator then causes the quill to work deeper in. It is impossible for other animals to remove them. The porcupine's greatest predator is the fisher, a member of the weasel family. For many years, naturalists believed that the fisher flipped the porcupine on its back to kill it, but they now know that it grabs the porcupine by its nose, biting its face repeatedly, and says, oh, we don't really need to worry about that. Okay, cougars are also, okay, porcupines are usually born one at a time, although occasionally there are twins. Ooh, twins. They mate in the autumn, and the young are born about 7 months later. Only the mother raises the young. Porcupines can live to be anywhere between 9 to 15 years old. Okay. Porcupine people have a knack for sticking it to people sharply and intensely if aggravated. They have a knack for saying or doing that which will cause the most hurt for the longest time. Like a quill barb working deeper into the skin, they do not always use it, but when they do, the point is well taken. When porcupine shows up, take a look at your life. Are you allowing other people's opinions to prevent you from exploring activities that could otherwise be fun and enjoyable? Do you have a recreational time in your life? Are you overly sensitive to the barbs of others? Are your barbs inappropriate or taking the joy from others? Are you still allowing the barbs from long ago to aggravate you and sting you now? Sometimes it is necessary to remove the old barbs, no matter how painful, so they do not fester and poison the system. Porcupines can show you how to resist the barbs of others. They can teach you how to enjoy life and maintain a sense of wonder about it, in spite of negative conditions. They can show you how to shuffle along without too much seriousness and still achieve. They can teach you how to protect the inner child from all of life's barbs, and can show you the strength of your own vulnerability. Well, I hope that was very useful and helpful to you, each and every one of you. If you liked, please share with me how this resonates with you. Remember, this is a general collective read. You are free to choose other numbers other than the one that you are receiving at this moment in time. You can also follow me on my Instagram at Enchantress, ENCHANTRESS. Yeah, and that's about it. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you, right? Moving on to card number 7. 7. 2 of crystals. Balance and adaptability. Kangaroos. Right? I look at kangaroos and they tough. So you tough, right? So this energy around you, right? Alright, let's go into the question, right? What is the helpful energy forecast surrounding your weekend? Kangaroo spirit. How can you utilize these energies in your favor? Kangaroo spirit, right? Kangaroo is the fighter. Ready to box you the fudge out, right? So the challenges that can be met, right? So if any challenges and stuff like that, they can be met, right? So challenges can be met though. But look at a kangaroo. They're flexible, right? The reason why kangaroos meet their challenges is because of how flexible they are, right? So your challenges can be met when you are flexible. It's like kind of like the spirit animal message that I'm kind of receiving, right? Right? So, right, it teaches you how to deal with any kind of issues, face on, right? Courageously, strong, too, right? Easily handled when you have your own peace of mind, right? When you can hop through a certain kind of sense of things, right? So, like, 2 of crystals. Crystals energy is earth energy, right? So 2 of pentacles, right? So it's like juggling, having choices, right? Balance and adaptability, adapting to something, right? Balance, decisions, making a decision about something, weighing out options, right? So this is the energy surrounding you over the weekend. Kangaroo offers, I think kangaroo was one of the ones that I didn't, right? Right, so kangaroo is not in the book that I'm using, that I was giving extra messages to, like for the other piles and stuff like that. Kangaroo wasn't in the book. I don't know why. It should be. Right? So, so maybe, like, you know, sometimes we feel tired, right? And finding the balance that we need, right? So, like, how are you using your strength, your stamina, right? That is natural in you, right? So, like, sometimes we, like, we're tough, so we can deal with a lot of stuff, right? We can do a lot of stuff. Like, my energy is infinite. I could do a lot more than most humans, right? I move faster than most humans and do multiple things at the same motherfucking time, comprehending and having all the leveling of consciousness needed for each and every single one that I'm doing multidimensionally at the same simultaneous time, right? Like, just this leveling of, like, whatever, right? So, like, what I'm kind of, like, receiving, like, with this is, like, the energy of, like, I heard Capricorn. I don't even know why, but anyways, we're in the earth energy element, right? So it's just like how diligent and how hardworking, steadfast, focused, and one-track mind, like the Capricornian energy, right, can have towards something, balancing, adaptability, being adaptable, right? How are you using this that is innate in you, the strength and the stamina, right, in a more fundamental way that is beneficial to you, right? So you got the energy of kangaroo to help put that fire spirit in you, that strong confident, like, too, because I find like kangaroos to be like a little bit extra like confident, like in terms of their toughness, to be able to deal with something, right? To be able to adapt, to be able to balance, to be able to find the harmony, to weighing out one's options, being, you know, intellectual in that kind of way, right? Hopping forward, moving forward in every kind of way, right? Making the decisions that one needs to make, right? So that energy is surrounding you like this weekend, right? All challenges can be met, right? You are strong, you are adaptable, right? But only when you are flexible, right? So it's like getting out of that stubborn kind of streak of how to do certain kind of things and allowing for the flow of your own dynamic to be sown, to give you the peace of mind to know that everything's going to be alright, right? But to know that you here are balancing these things, right? And it's up to you to find that structure that you're going to bring, that you're going to birth, that you're going to jump into existence, right? So the energy of support that is being available to you, or the guidance that's being available to you, is about learning how to be more flexible with what it is that you do and not be so rigid with how you do or go about doing certain kind of things, right? Because it's going to contribute to the peace of mind that you seek at this time, right? Alright, beautiful. So I just want to move on and continue on with this, right? So we're moving on to number 8. Oh! Number 7, I hope that message resonates with you. You're more than free to choose other piles that might resonate with you too. You're free to hear the whole entire message too. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know how it resonates with you at this time. You can follow me on Instagram too at Enchantress, ENCHANTRESS. Love you. And now, moving on to tonight. This is great. 7 of Feathers. Cheetah. Preparation and resourcefulness. What are you preparing for at this moment in time, right? Cheetah knows her strengths, right? She is very steadfast and honorable in this, right? Masters of her own natural elements, right? To take initiative, to be courageous, right? To be prepared to make your move, right? So that's the energy that is with you, right? Right, so the question was, what is the helpful energy forecast surrounding your weekend at this time? How can you utilize the energies in your favor? So you got cheetah energy in your favor, right? And it's all about acting quickly, right? It's all about being clear, right? To pounce, my dear, right? Having this opportunity to seize your opportunity at this moment in time, right? The ability to be armed with foresight, right? Swiftly with approaching new ways of doing things, right? Meeting new challenges, having solutions, finding solutions to any kind of challenges that you might be facing at this time, right? So it's being prepared to make your move, right? Being prepared to act quickly, being prepared. It's just about being prepared, right? Because there's an opportunity at hand for you to act in accordance to you, in alignment with you too, right? That cheetah warrior kind of spirit too, right? Be prepared to make your move, making your move, taking an initiative, being courageous, right? Knowing your own strength, being courageous in that, being solidified in that, mastering your own natural elements that are you, right? That's cheetah kind of energy too. This also wasn't in the book that I was offering more further insight into the animals that I was sharing with the other pals and stuff like that. But, you know, cheetah, they act very quickly, right? And their spots, they know their spots. So it's like knowing your spots, right? Learning your spots, mastering your spots that are natural, that are real, right? Taking initiative, being courageous, right? And approaching the new with a clear mind, with precision, with accuracy, right? Being prepared to make your move. So it's all about strategy. That's what I hear. It's all about strategy for you this weekend. And you have the spirit animal element of cheetah to help you to obtain that warrior kind of power within yourself that takes initiative, that is courageous, right? That helps you to make your move, to pounce and do what you need to do, right? The masters of that naturally too, right? So this can correlate to anything that's happening in your life. Being prepared, being resourceful. You are prepared. You are being prepared. You are being given resources for you to be prepared. So utilize them, right? Take action on them. It's like saying, it's like taking a horse to the water, but you can't make the horse drink, right? So it's like being given all the tools that are needed, everything that is here, right here before you. Use them. Use them. It's like being given all the ingredients to the favorite meal that you want, that you like that somebody else makes, to make it yourself. Right? So that's what I'm kind of hearing. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this, that this is helpful and useful to you in your weekend energies. Know that these messages are timeless, so whenever you are receiving it is whenever you are receiving it. Take with it as you may. I love each and every one of you. Share with me how these resonate with you so that I can, feel further inspired to do more. You know what I'm saying? All right, love you. Have a nice day.